we're talking about building out this culture and this ecosystem that encourages sport, etc. What about on the administration side? Because, you know, we've got umpteen examples of where the administration has faltered, where the administration has let down sport in many ways. How do we fix that? What can we do? Is it a question of more specialists? Is it a question of capital? Is it a question of independence? How do we fix administration?
I'll just come to that, just to expand on Deepthi's point. She was at her diplomatic best. I'll try and be a little bit more frank. I think CSR money more has to come into long-term development projects. I think CSR sometimes is looked as extended marketing budgets. And I think that mindset also needs to change, because that is the only way to really develop the country in many different ways. And we've already talked about how the role of sport can be to develop education, to develop the health of that country. And I really hope that, you know, corporates really look at that long-term play in mind and not just look at it as a marketing thing, because, you know, supporting...
So is it still being seen largely from the marketing lens?
I mean, you would know more of that. I mean,
I would not fully agree on that. Okay. At least the organizations, when you position, I think it's the role of people actually bringing in that money. Are you positioning it as, we'll get you a medal, or are you positioning it as a long-term benefit to cater to other elements? So I think it's a combination, and nation building, I think, is a big piece of it.
Yeah.
On your second point of governance, I think it's a critical point. Without proper governance, I think sport will never be able to achieve our fullest potential. You know, we all complain about administration and the infighting that many federations have. But what is the alternative that we have in play? We do not have an alternative. We sometimes say that, you know, athletes are going to become better administrators. And I'm not sure if that is always going to be the case. I think the root point is we have to build human capacity. We have to build human capacity in different segments of sport. Performance is one aspect, you know, building the support systems that support athletes is one thing, but also the aspect of governance, trying to really build people who are the best minds that you can get, who are completely equipped to run a high performance environment.
Do we not have enough of the best minds that we require here in India? Do we need to import talent from outside?
I think the people are there. There's no reason that we don't have the people. The people just need to be empowered. And investment also needs to go into training people to govern sport well. You know, governance in sport will always have a political angle to it, and it is world over. There is politics in sport, in every sports federation, everywhere in the world. But then there is a professional setup which also comes into play, which takes care of the day-to-day running of sport. And we need to improve this aspect of it. The politics can continue and
that's a reality, as you point out, that we have to live with, and the world over, it's the way that sport functions. But Aparna, on this point of governance, on the point of capacity and capability building, you know, we were talking about how do we deepen the pipeline of coaches? How do we bring in an ecosystem of coaching? I mean, what do you believe there in terms of the micro fixes that you were talking about is the need of the hour today?
Yeah, I think, you know, one of the micro fixes again is, you know, you look at coach education, or you look at, you know, getting sports administrators ready, be it athletes or non-athletes, it doesn't matter. I think when you look at the larger scheme of things, they say quality people make people of quality, right? You want to make champions, and I'm not saying champions as in Olympic champions, I'm saying champions as in good human beings as well. Quality people will make people of quality. So how do you get those quality people in? Now, for that, there's an element of funding. There's an element of interest. Coming back to my point of, you know, experience, it's not only the athletes who have a bad experience. It's also the fans. It's also the sponsors. And governance sometimes plays a part there, right? So when you're actually sorting and fixing the micro fixes, you need quality. Look, aspirations and goals don't bring you success. It's high standards that bring you success. So unless we set our standards so high, and I'll just give you a small example from UK, in fact. So in 1996, Great Britain was number 36 in the Olympic medal tally. Come 2003, they got a high performance director for cycling. Agreed, they have, cycling is their sport, and now he came in and he put in this concept of aggregation of marginal gains. Basically saying that we'll make it 1% better in every portion of, our training. 1%, right? What translated then was in 2008, they got 60% of the gold medals at the Olympics. In, 4 years later, they had 7 world records. So just you need that 1% of quality, you need high standards across the board.
Across the board to make not just a marginal difference, but a significant impact, as you were pointing out. I'm going to end by asking each one of you, what was the moment that made you fall in love with sport, Aparna?
I think watching the Asian Games on TV as a 4-year-old.
Watching the Asian Games on TV, what was the moment for you?
I think for me it was watching Steffi Graf win that Grand Slam, been a fan of tennis, and Abhinav's gold medal, I think.
And Abhinav's gold medal. What was the moment for you, Abhinav Bindra?
I'm still in the process of falling in love.
Falling in love with sport. Abhinav Bindra, Deepthi, Bopaiah and Aparna Popat, many, many thanks for joining us here on the Rising Bharat Summit and taking us through what you believe India needs to focus on to truly embrace the culture of sporting and become a sporting nation as well, along with its aspiration of being an economic powerhouse. Appreciate you joining us here this evening. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Big round of applause.